DeepSeek has been down so many times throughout the week for the past few days. And what do you do when DeepSeek is down? So in this video, I'm going to show you the tools that I use to run DeepSeek locally and what tools you can use if you still want to use the API. As you can see, I've been getting this message almost consistently all week. If you've been using DeepSeek, you probably also noticed that every time you go to the website, it's down. So they have partial outage, major outage. It's been happening all week long. And it's been really hard to actually use DeepSeek during this time because obviously if you like the model and you want to use it and whenever you use it, you can actually generate a response, then you end up having to wait and click retry over and over and over again. I wanted to prevent that because I can't predict the next time they're going to have downtime. But you know what? The cool thing about DeepSeek is that it's open source. And luckily for us, there's actually a platform that allows us to have access to the open source model. And this platform is called Ollama. It's actually really quick to get up and running with Ollama. And what I love the most about it is that Ollama is also open source. So let me quickly show you how I get up and running with that on my local machine. So it's pretty simple. Once you follow the commands that they are going to give you after you install it, so you'll click download here and it'll give you a quick command to run it. And if you don't remember the command, you can just head over to models, pick a model, and all you have to do is come over here and type Ollama, run, and the name of the model that you're picked from this page. So in my case, I want to run DeepSeek R1, so I just type DeepSeek R1. So Ollama has already installed some of the dependencies, so it's already ready to go up and running on my machine. So I can go ahead right now and just type, what's your name? Because I'm already interacting with DeepSeek. And there you go. So you see, it didn't need to think for this part, so it just responded right away. But what you're using here is DeepSeek. So you can do /? In order to explore the option that you have available here. And if you want to leave, you can just type /by and it will close the session. So like I was saying earlier, the cool thing about Ollama is that it's open source and I have a pretty good community. So over here, you can see all the models that they support. You can also access that on the page right here, where you can navigate and see all the different models that are available. If you scroll down, you'll see that you have also ways to customize the model. I haven't really tried to experiment with those features, but they are quite interesting. And all the way to the bottom, if you keep scrolling, you'll notice a section called community integration. So these are different integrations that the community has built for Ollama. And some of the ones that I like using are WebUI, because you can use Ollama in your command line like I'm doing here in Warp, or you can just install one of the WebUI library. So the one that I'm going to show you in this video is called Open WebUI. So this is Open WebUI, and it's a user-friendly AI integration of Ollama. And this is what it's going to look like. It's actually pretty quick to set up. So because I already installed Ollama on my machine, I don't actually have to run this right away on my machine and have to deal with installing the dependency like Python and so on. What I can just do is head over here and use the Docker command. If you don't have Docker installed on your machine, you'll need that as a dependency in order to run that. And also, if you don't know how to run Docker from the command line, you might also need to install a Docker client. So one of my Docker clients that I like to use is called OrbStack. It's actually a much faster way to use Docker. It is fast, it is light, and it's easy to run. So let me show you how to use OrbStack. So I've already installed OrbStack and I've already run the Docker command, and I have the Docker container available right here. And all I can do to open it is click Open in Browser. And this is going to open WebUI in my computer. As you can see, this is a local version of DeepSeek on my machine with a beautiful WebUI that you can use. And right now I only have those models installed, but what you can do here is literally just go ahead and start using DeepSeek. How does the moon turn around the Earth? Right now you're not seeing the thinking process of DeepSeek, but you can just click here and you'll feel right at home and you start seeing DeepSeek thinking as it's providing you the answer. You see? And it's like working exactly as it would on the website, but the difference is now you're not reliant on their server, when they have too many people using it, when they have outage. you're not affected by it. And also, every single thing that you search and type are entirely private because they ran on your local machine. So this is one of the big benefits of using that here. So I've been a huge fan of using that on my machine, and that got me thinking, if you wanted to use DeepSeek API, what would you use, right? So DeepSeek right now are not actually allowing you to recharge your balance. So if you wanted to top up your balance and add more money in order to use it, you actually won't be able to do that. And that's a pretty big problem because that means that if you didn't have cash in it before, that means that you're not actually allowed to use their API, which is super annoying. So one tool that you can use in the meantime is called Together AI. So Together AI, they have a version of DeepSeek that you can actually use. But mind me, this version is actually quite expensive. It's not the same pricing that you're used to on DeepSeek. It's actually a lot higher. And this is something that you have to keep in mind when using it. But this is the DeepSeek that you're familiar with that you'll be able to use. I believe another way to use it is through Hugging Face, which also has a version of DeepSeek that you can use directly from the site. This is one thing that I love about Hugging Face. You have the ability to use the model right from the website. And all you need is an account. So once you log in, all you can do is go over here. Let me refresh the page. And you can see that here it's actually using Together AI as the provider. And you can just, type something right there and you'll be able to send a sentence. So for example, if I want to say, what's your name? I'll just use it directly from here. And that's about it. This is how you use DeepSeek API and also how you use DeepSeek on your local machine. And one more thing. If you don't want to use Ollama for some reason, there is still one more alternative. And probably more than one actually. So you can use LM Studio. And LM Studio is another thing that you can use and install it on your machine and run different models locally as well. If you enjoyed this kind of video, make sure to check another video from my YouTube channel, this one or this one, and don't forget to hit subscribe. 90% of you that are looking at this channel still haven't hit subscribe, and I'm always surprised when I see these metrics. So please hit subscribe, and thank you guys for watching, and I see you guys in the next one.